Hey, it's Aurelius Chin, and in this video, I want to share with you the 9 things I wish I knew when I started my online business. I've been running my online business for about 12 years now, since 2006 officially. Before then, I was just playing around online to see what this whole internet business and make money online thing was. There was a bit of a learning curve for me. And then I officially registered my company in 2006. It's 2018 now, so it's 12 years. But over the past few years, and I guess since the beginning, I would say that, I've gone through a lot of failures. I've made a lot of mistakes. And these are kind of things that you don't learn. You don't learn it in school. No one teaches you how to run a business or how to manage a business, how to become a leader and like a CEO of your company. If you're really thinking of your business like a real business, then that's how you should be thinking. If you think of your business just like someone who's just going to make a little extra cash on the side and becoming the one-man band doing all the things in your business, then that's not the right way, or that's not the right approach. Now, if you really want to scale up, then you should think about more serious stuff about your business, like building a team. But wherever you're at, I think you'll find a nugget here or two in this presentation. So the first point I'd like to share is number one, focus on long-term results. It's so easy as entrepreneurs or online business owners to try and go for quick wins and be that sprinter going for that quick finish line, rather than thinking of it as a marathon. You want to become a marathon runner and endure through the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys of running your own business, because that's where you learn the most. When you actually go through those tough times, that's when you'll know where your vulnerabilities are. That's when you'll know and when you should be taking action or taking responsibility. All right. So always focus on the long-term results. It's very tempting to seek quick opportunities and get rich quick schemes. It seems all too good to be true. You've seen those plugins, those software that promise you riches if you click a few buttons, but it's never the case. And if it were that easy, then everyone will be doing it, right? You've heard that many times. So if you do get trapped into that, just know that you're only delaying your success. You're delaying the ultimate goal that you want to reach, rather than if you were to focus on your the long-term goals. You know that this is going to take a while. This is going to require patience, and for you to persist in your business to see results. If you're in a situation where you are in a vulnerable state, like you don't have a job, you're on your last dollar, you've maxed out your credit cards, that's just not the right position to be in. To go online to look for opportunities and see what works, that's probably the worst mindset that you can be in, because you're put in a desperate state to then buy every single product, try every single new tactical strategy out there. And that's when you'll actually feel like if you do try a little bit of this strategy and you don't get results, you'll get really disappointed, discouraged, and you'll end up giving up, and the cycle repeats again. You try and find another product that promises you riches, and then same thing, same process, you go through the same cycle. That's the trap you don't want to be in. So always start with an abundant mindset. You know that money can be made very easily if you just focus on the long-term results, long-term goals. And think of this as you're adding value to the marketplace, rather than you trying to take so much out of people trying to make money, and that money is always in your mind. Because if you're in that mind frame, it's really going to be hard to actually build a business that's based on a proper foundation, on the beliefs and values, that it's supposed to be. So focus on long-term results. That's the first point. Number two, build a team. This is one of the things I wish I did sooner. I didn't seriously build a team until sort of the 8th year into my business. I didn't hire my first full-time virtual assistant or VA, and I didn't hire writers or designers, not to a point where it's consistent. Now I've got a team. Now, when I say team, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to hire people on a full-time basis or part-time basis. It could mean that you just hire them on a per job basis. But the people in my team, in my case, they work for me on a per job basis. Not all of them. I've got a couple of full-time staff globally, overseas, but the others, they're contractors. They work on a contract base where I pay them. They deliver the work, such as my writers. They write the articles, they write the ebooks, and everything to do with content writing. Then you've got the designer, who then I pass on the jobs for any graphic design work or projects. He gets the job done, I pay him. Simple as that. There's no need to actually hire them full time, because you're really going to have to give them enough work for them to keep them busy, for it to be worthwhile, paying a full-time wage, whatever that may be. So building a team will help you leverage off of other people's time. So then you're given more time to work on your business and things and tasks and things that actually grow the business. If you're constantly designing logos, your website, fixing up bugs, writing content, then you're going to be given less time to work on the strategy and the growth of your company, your business. So that's quite self-explanatory. If I knew how to build a team or hire people properly at the start, then I would have done that sooner. So the way I went about it was I hired my first full-time virtual assistant. I gave him just one task to do. It was such a tiny task. I think it was something like updating my WordPress blog. All right. And the plugins, that's just the one thing he does regularly on a monthly basis to make sure that all my blogs and sites that use WordPress as a platform, they are all up to date, so that there's no vulnerabilities, there's nothing outdated, and so hackers can't hack the site or something like that, or submit malicious viruses, things like that. So that's just one task that I was doing it myself, but now I've delegated that to my VA. So task by task, I let go. And as I let go of more tasks, I felt a huge weight off my shoulder. Even from that just one task that I let go, it was just the ease, the release of something that, that may seem so easy for you to do, but you dread it every time you think about it. And that drags you down for the rest of the day. If you think, oh, I need to complete my taxes today, or by the end of the month, it's always going to run on the back of your mind when you're trying to work on your business. So instead of stressing about that, it's so much better just to invest your money into hiring people to do the jobs that you don't like doing or you're not good at. And therefore, you can focus on the things that you actually do enjoy. For myself, I enjoy coming up with topics for the ebooks. I like talking with my coaching students. I like creating content for my blog and for social platforms and things like that. I focus on the 80-20 principle, so that I focus on the 20% of things that actually produce 80% of the results. And as I said, some of those things include coming up with ebook topics, just things I enjoy. That's what I want to focus on. Anything I don't, then I just write it down. And then when it comes to then delegating it, I make sure I train whoever I assign it to, so that she will know what to do from step 1 to step 2, all the way to the end. That's what you want to do. You want to systemize it and write the procedures down so that they can get the same result every single time they do it. Now, number 3, plan and set goals. This is very simple and quite obvious. If you think that you're running a business, you should be planning, you should create a business plan, but a lot of people don't. And that's the thing. When you're an entrepreneur, you get caught up with trying to just work on this, work on that. There's a million things to do on your plate. But if you don't set your goals and you don't set a plan, let's say a 3-month goal or target you want to meet, or a yearly goal, whatever it may be, it always helps to write it down, make sure you're clear on it so that you know what you're aiming for and what you're doing every single day, so that you're moving towards that goal of yours. So if it's a 12-week goal that you set, then do that. You know exactly what you need to do every day to reach that goal, that ultimate goal of yours, whatever that may be. For me, it could be, increase the number of unique visitors to my blog, which is one of the metrics I follow or use as a benchmark, so that I know where I'm going with my content that's posted on my blog. If I'm gaining new unique visitors each month, then that's a great sign. If it's decreasing, then I know that something's wrong in the business or in that aspect of the business. So always plan and set goals. Number 4, create strong relationships in your industry. If, for instance, you're in the online business, internet marketing niche, then you need to go out there, find people, connect with them on things like forums, a good place to start. You could even go and do local meetups where you actually meet them face to face. If you go to meetup.com, you'll search in the search box for whatever industry it is. If you search for something like entrepreneurship or entrepreneur, you'll find a list of meetups around your local area, and hopefully there is one. If there's none, then you might just take the initiative and start your own meetup group. It's a great way really just to connect with people, learn from others, see what you can take from them so that you can implement into your business. I'm at the moment, my goal is just to do like 1 to 2 meetups in person a month, just to not because I just want to keep my mind open, keep my mind fresh, so that I'm not just in this comfortable state of mind. Because face it, if you're working from home, you're just stuck in your house or wherever it is and behind your desk, and you're just doing the same thing. You're not really interacting with people face to face. It's not for everyone, but if you find that you need that instead of just meeting people virtually online, if you're the type who likes to actually meet people in person, then this is a great way to connect with people. There's so many types of organizations at meetup.com that you can find, no matter what it is. I've seen meetup groups around writing courses just to improve your writing. So if you want to improve something like writing content for your blog or on social media, who knows, you want to build your confidence in writing, then go to these meetups. Now, this also means that online you want to build joint venture partners and potential joint venture partners, or get people to start promoting your products. This all starts with building relationships with people in your industry. It never happened for me overnight. I've got over 150 affiliates who promote my products, not on a regular basis, but you get a good dozen or so who actually promote on a consistent basis. So once you build that relationship with those affiliates and JV partners, it becomes really strong because you're leveraging off of their audience as well. When they tell their audience about your product, that's when you'll see exponential growth in your business. That's when you'll see, sales, cash flow. That's when things really do take off, because you as yourself can only do so much. You have the power of your own list, obviously, your audience, but that's it. It stops there. But if you can leverage off of other people's audiences, get them to endorse your product, endorse you, that's the way you want to go about it. And I think that's quite foundational. That's quite universal in any type of business. and also in life, you want to create strong relationships because you just never know who you'll meet or who that person will connect you with. Now, 5, get a coach or mentor. As a coach and I guess a consultant myself, and I've only sort of started providing actual one-on-one coaching over the phone not too long ago. This is something that I wish I did sooner. I wish I just hired someone, a coach that I really looked up to, invested the money, and just pick his brain or get him to guide me through the steps on whatever it may be. Now, it could be on mindset, could be on reaching the next goal, could be reaching 6 figures. What is, how they can help you is from experience. They've been there, done that. They've gone through failures. They can see things that you've never seen before because you've never experienced it. So you get another perspective as well. If you can't really afford a coach or mentor at the moment, it's good to sort of form some sort of mastermind group. And that's one of the chapters dedicated inside Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I suggest that you read that, and it shows you just the power of building a mastermind group and doing these monthly sort of brainstorming sessions, things like that. So that kind of ties in with sort of creating strong relationships. Get a coach or mentor, but this is more personal attention. You're getting guided through the steps and the pitfalls. That's one of the things I really do, wish I did sooner. Number 6, don't stop growing, don't stop learning. One of the mistakes I made was that I got comfortable once I hit a certain level of success. When I made this much or when I've reached this amount of subscribers, I kind of slowed down. I stagnated a bit. I stopped sort of posting content because I got comfortable. I was like, oh, yep, so I've done the work. This is all I need to do. Let's just enjoy now and let the business run itself, because that's how I really thought about the online business. It's passive. You create it once, you let it earn for the lifetime, whatever it is. So that was one of the mistakes I made. And one of the things you shouldn't do is not stop growing, because entrepreneurship is never predictable. You can plan as much as you can, but the industry can change. Innovation, technology, it all changes. And if if you're not keeping up with the times, then you'll become irrelevant. People will forget about you, and that's what happened to me. Number 7, stop comparing yourself to others. This one's kind of a mental thing, because you see other people succeed. I compared myself to other people because I saw that, how did they reach such success? And how can I do it? I've got no skills. I've got no expertise. So where do I start? How can I do it when this guy is already, or this gal is already all the way up here, and I'm just starting out? I haven't even tackled the basics of these things. But this really is comes down to your mental attitude. This is self-doubt, really, and self-sabotage. You don't want to do that. You don't want to compare yourself to others, because you're in a different situation. You're in a different position, and you got to remember you're still starting out, or not sure where you're at in your journey. But if you're just starting out, you just got to remember these people who have reached success, or this point that you want to be, they started from scratch as well. You might get a few people who might have been lucky or had a head start, but the majority of entrepreneurs, they started from nothing, and it was just about learning, progressing, persisting in what they do, and not let others sort of dictate your future. It's all about you. You decide how you want to run your life, how you want it to what things you want to achieve. These are your own personal goals. Their goals might not be yours, so that's why it really is different, and that's why comparing is never the thing that you should do. Number 8, build your personal brand. One of the things I did when I started online, I did create videos on myself. I did share articles and things on my website. There was no blogging. There was no such thing as blogging back then. There was no such thing as YouTube. There was a way to put videos online, but you'd have to use your own video player on and embed it on your website. So these are the things I did do at the start. However, I didn't do it with intent. I didn't do it so that I could gain, more credibility, authority, and be someone who's the go-to person for, an online marketing consultant or something like that, or digital marketing consultant. I didn't aim to do that. I didn't aim to go and hopefully get picked up by media or to go and get speaking gigs, whatever it may be. Perhaps it was different back then. Now with social media, it makes it so much more easier, which is, no excuse for you not to do anything or build your personal brand in this case. And this is, I sort of took a break. I didn't really take a break. I just sort of gave up on building my personal brand and putting myself out there, creating videos, creating content, blogs. I gave up on that for several years, and it was only recently that I started to then continue building my personal brand. I've got a little bit of head start because I've got an established email list, and so I can sort of funnel them to my blog now and any new content that I put out. But I'm actually starting my personal brand from scratch. I'm starting a Quora. I've started my Quora profile, started posting there, started posting on Medium, started posting on back on LinkedIn, things like that. And these are things the steps I'm taking to build my personal brand. And the goal really is just to become an authority, build credibility, try to reach as many people, share my message, share my story, so that, because I know that there are a lot of people who were in my shoes, perhaps trying to look for a side hustle or build an online business. And for them, it could mean that to build an online business, it'll give them more time, more freedom to spend it with their family, the kids, or to travel more, or whatever purpose it may be, whatever makes them happy. That's kind of my purpose. My mission is to help others. And through personal branding, I can share my message, my stories with them to resonate and hopefully be the person that they go to. So therefore, once you build your personal brand, you can basically monetize in many ways. You can build a membership site, create a course, sell that course, start some sort of workshop, whatever it may be. You've already, once you build that personal brand, that is your asset. You could one day, I personally could completely change what I'm doing. I could say right now that I'm a digital marketer, and then the next I could be some sort of, fitness coach, who knows? But I've already built that personal brand, and I can slowly funnel them into my next sort of venture. So it's really your asset. If you build your brand around some sort of company name or business name, it doesn't have that same personal touch as a personal brand. So to start building a personal brand, I do highly recommend that you start by registering or making sure that you have your .com available. For me, it's aureliustijin.com. And if you don't have one, or if you can't find your own, then the next best thing is to, if you have a middle name, then say Michael J, Jones.com rather than michaeljones.com, which I'm sure is taken. So do something like that. But in any case, just try to register your name as the .com rather than some sort of company or business name. For me, back then, it was unstoppableprofits.com. It just doesn't have that same personal touch to it. Now, finally, number 9, don't focus on the money. I did sort of mention a lot of things about, knowing your why you're doing this, what's your mission, why. Don't focus on the short term, as I mentioned. If you do, then you won't get the results. You'll never be happy with the results. Never be happy with yourself. So that's one of the mistakes I made. I focused on the money. I'm like, what's the next thing I can do to make lots of money? I want to become rich. So I can then be happy. But in actual fact, you should be focusing more on what can you provide to the world, because humans naturally, they need to feel a sense of contribution. People want to feel wanted. They want to feel valued, and that's why you can give them. And for you also, when you give to people, knowing that you're making an impact, that's when you'll feel like you want to just do more or give more. It's a sense of achievement. It's a sense of contribution to the world. That's your part. That's you're playing a part in the world to make a difference. So focusing on the money, it's always bad because people can see right through it. If you want to make money quick, then yeah, people can see right through it. Think about always the long term, as I mentioned in point number 1. So that's the 9 things I wish I knew when I started my online business. Hope you got a lot out of this, and I'm looking forward to sharing the next training video with you.